Welcome back to the Breeders' Cup News Minute, powered by DRF Formulator. I'm Scott Jagow, along with Ray Paulick. We have landed in Southern California. It was a travel day for us. It's also a travel day for a lot of the horses coming from the East Coast and the Midwest. They'll all be here in the next couple of days. Here in Southern California, the two favorites, or expected favorites, for the Classic and the Distaff both put in their final breezes today. McKenzie went a minute flat, just about, for Bob Baffert, and then he galloped out to 6 furlongs. Also, Midnight Basoo for the Distaff. She did more of a maintenance half mile with about 50 and 4. So they've put in their works. Now they're ready to run. In fact, Baffert, I think, said something about he's going to be coming out running. McKenzie.
Yeah, I think a lot of these works are just maintenance drills, like you said, especially at the Asmussen barn. I think even Scott Blasey, the assistant to Steve Asmussen, said this is our typical Monday race, Monday work before a race. We don't do much. We're not trying to impress anybody. They just want to keep their fitness level, and I think that's what we saw over the weekend with Shug McGahee and Code of Honor, to a very slow half mile at Belmont Park. So they're not really trying to prove anything with these workouts, just keep them fit.
Well, let's not bury the lead too far. Magical is out of the Breeders' Cup. Yeah. That's the big news today. She has an illness. She's not going to be running in the turf. Of course, she was great last year, finishing second to Enable, and we thought we'd have a match with Bricks and Mortar in the turf. But she's out, and she's retired from racing, off to the breeding shed.
Yeah, Aidan O'Brien's got a couple of other 3-year-olds that'll be going in the turf. Anthony Van Dyke, who won the English Derby earlier this year, and Mount Everest, another 3-year-old. So he's still represented. Of course, the bench is deep at Ballydoyle, so he's got 2 shots in there. I think this makes Bricks and Mortar not an overwhelming favorite, but he's certainly got an easier path forward now with that defection.
I think I've seen this movie before. You have an American-based horse who's unbeaten on the turf and has been, winning all the big races here, and then it comes to the Breeders' Cup. He's never gone a mile and a half. So I think that's a big question mark. Those European horses are really good, including Old Persian. Might be the one I like the best, trained by Charlie Appleby. Here's one of our Formulator Facts. The last 2 years on turf in North America, he's 4 for 11, 36% with a 4.10 ROI. Charlie Appleby always brings it at the big events.
Well, he does. Godolphin and Coolmore are the 2 international juggernauts, and they point for this day. And Old Persian, he's a pretty steady sort. He's had a couple of bad races, but he seems to be back on his best game right now, and he's going to be tough as well. There's another Formulator fact in this race, and that's Channel Maker. Bill Mott, over the last 5 years, 3-year-olds and up, on Santa Anita on the turf, he's 4 for 13 with an ROI of 4.95. So
wow,
he's done really well at Santa Anita, even though he's an East Coast guy.
Channel Maker's one of those grind them out turfers, been around for quite a few years. I think he's 8 years old, had 28 starts. He doesn't win a lot, but he usually shows up, and that stat just shows how good Bill Mott can be in these situations. So keep those in mind. You can find out a lot more about these horses at drf.com/formulator. That is going to do it for today's edition of the Breeders' Cup News Minute. Thanks for joining us, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.